What's the biggest example of from genius to idiot has there ever been?
At my university we had a Harvard-educated ER physician ruin his career and go to prison because he was hiding cameras in employee bathrooms. I think that qualifies lol.
Gerald Ratner made two ill-thought statements during a speech in 1991 in which he called his own products crap and lost $500 million GBP, 1991 GBP at that, off the value of his company overnight. Costs less than a prawn sandwich from Marks & Spencer, and probably lasts just as long. And people say, how can you sell it for such a low price? I say, because it's total crap. He said this to a room with a high number of journalists which took the story and ran with it. After this, anyone buying anything for a gift for a loved one from one of Ratner's stores branded themselves as cheap, so sales plummeted. He was ousted as chairman within a year and they had to change their name. Shooting your own company in the foot like this has since become known as the Ratner effect or doing a Ratner. The guy that invented PCR, which was groundbreaking in early DNA research, got a Nobel Prize, though most probably remember it from the COVID days, went off the rails, denied that HIV caused AIDS even after it was scientific consensus and spent his time talking to a glowing raccoon in the forest at night. Linus Pauling. He went from being a preeminent chemist and biochemist to a quack who wrote books claiming that megadoses of vitamin C cured all disease and was the key to an insanely long life. John McAfee. Not sure of the genuous part, but the downfall was legendary. He wrote and marketed the first commercial antivirus software after cutting teeth at NASA, Univac, and Xerox as a coder. Might have peaked around $100 million. Then he sold his stake, told everyone to uninstall his company's product, retired, got into recreational drugs, lost tens of millions, possibly murdered a man in Belize, probably fucked a literal whale, ran for president of the US, and then was arrested in Spain for US tax evasion and then either killed himself or was murdered.
I think Steve Jobs was a marketing and sales genius. Then when it came to his treatable cancer, well, I wouldn't call him an idiot, but he placed his faith in the wrong person and his I always win attitude cost him his life. He was unlucky to get cancer, but lucky that it was treatable at the stage it was discovered, but he ignored his doctors and thought that changing his diet would heal him.
Don't understand how Sam Bankman-Fried isn't on this list yet. Dude was in magazines being called a prophet and genius, turns out he was just a fucking idiot the whole time.
Thomas Midgley. All his inventions were thought to be great contributions to mankind until we found out they were dumping crazy amount of toxins into the atmosphere and burning a hole in the ozone layer.
Elizabeth Holmes, founder of Theranos.
Charlie Gordon from Flowers for Algernon.
Ben Carson, world-acclaimed neurosurgeon and believer that the pyramids of Egypt were built to store grain. Gerald Ratner,